Welcome to Come On Out with David Leddick. Today I'm going to talk to my personal trainer, who is also a major real estate person here in Miami and Miami Beach. This is Mr. Eddie Goicolea. And Eddie and I have known each other a long time. He's been my trainer a long time. I think I owe him everything. So I'm going to talk to him today a little bit about, I have three questions I always ask. So the first question is, Eduardo, when were you first aware that you were more interested in guys than gals?
Remember that can of hairspray for men back in the 70s? It was the only hairspray for men.
No.
There was a guy on the front of it with his hair sprayed like this. I used to try and look like him. I thought he was really hot. I had a crush on the hairspray man.
And you were how old?
7.
7. Okay, good. So then, the next question we always ask is like, so knowing that you like hairspray men, what's the first time you actually did anything you would say that indicated kind of gay contact with somebody? Could be just personality, it could be physically, whatever.
I was 20, I think, late bloomer. I was in Key Biscayne at the very end in the Natural Park, and there's this really hot, blonde, green-eyed Cuban wearing a G-string. And I went up to him and I said, "I'm so thirsty," knowing good and well there weren't any water fountains around there. I knew where the water fountain was. I lived in Key Biscayne. "I'm so lost and I'm so thirsty. Do you know where I could find water?" And he goes, "Well, there's none around here. Why don't you try sitting under this shady tree with me?" So I did. And I asked him why he wore a G-string. And he told me he liked to go lay there without anyone else noticing so he wouldn't have a tan line. I said, "Oh, well, I've never worn a G-string." He said, "Would you like to try one?" So I said, "Sure." G-string never went on. His went off and we went at it, and that was the first time I did anything.
I like it, the G-string story. So, but I know enough about you. I think that when you were a teenager, and so you dated girls, back, you know, you had, so when would you say you kind of was when you were officially a gay person?
Well, after that, I thought I was going to hell for a year. And finally, there was a very gay man who worked at Burdine's department store. And I overheard him say he was going on this trip with other gays. So I said, "Would you mind taking me with you? I want to see if I like hanging around you gays." So he said, fine. We went to a place called Pensacola for Labor Day weekend, Memorial Day weekend, something like this. So I slept in the opposite bed in the middle of the night.
Wait a minute. This is a guy who worked at Burdine's. This was not a friend of yours.
No, I didn't know him, but I knew he was obviously gay. He had the big mustache and the, tight clothes and
this would be
hairy shirt. I was in college, so I was still in my early 20s. Well, a year after the G-string incident.
Okay. So you went to
So I was pretty brazen. We went to Pensacola. He said it was the weekend for gays, and I just wanted to know if I liked other gays. If they were all blonde, green-eyed football players or all hairy mustache, leather-wearing, nasty queens. So I went, and I wouldn't sleep in the same bed. I slept in another one, and at 1 in the morning, his other friend shows up, gets in my bed, and he said he'd been with 8 tricks only. I said, "What is a trick?" And he explained to me. I said, "You were with 8? He goes, "Yeah, my record's 14. I'm so ashamed." I was disgusted. I said, "We're leaving this moment." Well, finally, he kept molesting me throughout the night. I think about 3 or 4 in the morning, I told my friend, I said, "We're out." So we went to the beach, set up our little blankets, I fell asleep. I woke up, I don't know, maybe 9 or 10 in the morning. 30,000 gays, as far as the eye could see, set up with tents, and I was in heaven, and that was it. I stayed.
So that was your official. You never went back again.
Never went back.
Oh, that's pretty good. I think you're kind of brave, Eddie. So is there anything else you want to tell us about your life? Your mother's been very good about this, right? You never had a problem with her, did you?
No, and that woman has bag hag stamped on her forehead. She enters a cruise ship, and all the gays come running to her. Any party we're at, they come flocking at her. She has 2 gay kids.
So you have your brother, the artist. Yeah, but she has a child by her second husband.
And he's straight.
And he's straight.
So we know Daddy gave the G.
Yeah. So, because I always refer to them as, he has 2 fathers, the first and the second. I always refer to this straight father, gay father. So when we talk about it. All right, well, I think this is a very good interview. Thank you very, very much. I'll see you again very soon, my friends. Eddie Goicolea, remember that name.